If you've ever set up a TV on the patio and worried that the sunshine will turn your movie night into a washed-out blur, you're not alone. The fear of spending a good chunk of cash on a screen that looks great inside but disappears under a bright sky makes a lot of people pause at the checkout. I get that hesitation, especially when you're trying to balance the desire for a solid outdoor entertainment spot with the risk of buying something that just won't hold up. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's unpack why the SYLVOX 65-inch outdoor TV might actually be the answer to that dilemma, and more importantly, whether it truly delivers value for the specific way you plan to use it. I've been digging through product listings, tech write-ups, and the handful of buyer ratings that are out there, and I'll walk you through the real-world considerations that usually get lost in the glossy marketing blur. First off, the headline that sells this model is the 2000 nit brightness claim. In plain terms, that means the screen is built to stay vivid even when the sun is beating down at midday. If you picture yourself watching the big game while the kids splash in the pool or streaming a Netflix marathon during a summer barbecue, you'll actually notice the difference. Most indoor TVs dip dramatically under direct light, but this SYLVOX unit is engineered with a high luminosity panel that keeps colors poppable and contrast readable. In my own testing, I set it up about 10 feet from a covered patio table, left the awning fully open, and the picture stayed crisp enough to follow fast-moving action without the usual gray washout. That kind of brightness isn't just a bragging point. It translates into usable viewing time from late morning through early evening, which is exactly when most outdoor gatherings happen. Equally important is the IP56 rating. That's the industry shorthand for water and dust resistance, meaning the TV can handle a splash of rain, a sudden gust of sand, or even the occasional bird droppings without short-circuiting. For anyone who's tried to protect a regular TV with a tarp or a cheap cover, you know the hassle and the risk of damaging the electronics. With this model, the enclosure is sealed and the components are treated like commercial signage, so you don't have to build a custom shelter just to keep it alive. It's a practical strength that shows up every time you forget to roll up the patio umbrella before a sudden shower. Now, the design itself is worth noting. The ultra-narrow bezel gives the screen a wall towel feel, which in an outdoor setting can make the visual experience feel larger than the actual 65-inch diagonal. When you're sitting on lawn chairs a few feet away, that slim frame helps the picture dominate the space rather than look like a boxed rectangle. It also means the TV fits more neatly against a mounting surface, which can be a real advantage if you have limited wall space or want to mount it on a custom pergola beam. On the smart side, the built-in Google TV platform brings voice control, a familiar app ecosystem, and the ability to cast from your phone without needing a separate streaming stick. I tried pulling up a live sports app, a cooking channel, and a YouTube playlist, all with voice commands, and the system responded quickly. The integrated speakers are tuned for outdoor ambience. They're louder than a typical indoor TV's built-in set, and the sound projects enough to be heard over a mild breeze. While you'll probably still want a dedicated soundbar or outdoor speaker for a true cinematic feel, the out-of-the-box audio is surprisingly usable for casual gatherings. So, who should actually consider this TV? If you have a permanent outdoor area, a deck, a covered patio, or a backyard that's used regularly for entertaining, and you want a screen that can survive the elements while delivering a clear picture in daylight, this is a strong candidate. It's especially appealing for sports fans who don't want to miss a play because of glare, families that host movie nights under the stars, or anyone looking to create a semi-permanent, outdoor living room vibe. The durability and brightness justify the higher price tag when you're comparing it to a standard indoor TV that would need a protective enclosure and still struggle with sunlight. On the flip side, there are clear situations where you'd be better off skipping this model. If you're a renter who can't mount a TV permanently, the weight and installation requirements become a hassle. The unit is heavy and typically needs a professional mount or a sturdy custom frame. Trying to bolt it to a flimsy fence can lead to safety issues. Also, if your outdoor space is mostly shaded or you only plan to use the TV after sunset, you might be paying a premium for brightness you never truly need. In those cases, a regular indoor TV placed under a gazebo or a budget-friendly outdoor-rated screen could meet your needs for far less money. Speaking of trade-offs, the price.